Okay, welcome back. This is the part final video. I think it's part 5. Final video on our air dry coil pot, and wanted to I've kept it moist and covered since yesterday, and so we'll get on that in a minute here. Also, it's a special day for me. It's my wife and my 38th wedding anniversary. So I think we're going to try to go out to dinner tonight. And I think I might just happen to have a picture of that day. Oh, isn't it funny? I had this in my pocket. You see that picture there? The good-looking one's my wife, and I don't know how I got in there, but and don't laugh at the white suit. This was 1982, the year after Princess Diana and Charles got married, and the movie Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta had come out. So, what? Who's John Travolta? What's Saturday Night Fever? Are you kidding me? Okay, so Google it. Look it up. Watch it on Amazon or something. Classic. Anyway, that was all the rage, that style of white. We all wanted to be John Travolta. We all wanted to dance like him. And so, anyway, let me get on to our work at hand, so I can then start thinking about dinner. Let me uncover this. And also remember, yesterday we were talking about YouTube, because I'm posting these on YouTube, and I noticed I had a new subscriber last night. I was excited, and then I found out it was my wife. So I was still excited, but I don't know if that counts. But anyway, I think I had up to 28 views, and I was wondering, I guess the question is, if I keep watching it, does it count as a view? Anyway, remember, thumbs up if you like them. And so let me take my ring off here. We're going to check this form with our template. It's pretty close. You can see there's very little daylight. So I have about, ½ inch to go before we make the turn. So on this pot, we're up about here. So we're just going to go in a little bit more, and then I'm going to cut a level surface there for our finish. So I need to add, this is still very wet, so that's good. Let me get some clay out here. Remember, just keep the clay out that you want to work with. And this is still good and wet, so I moistened this a little yesterday. One of the couple students wrote me and said they were really, remember, twist this, they were really struggling with this project. And matter of fact, they sent me some pictures, and their pot had actually collapsed on the tabletop. So just so you know that, I may make this look easier than it is, but there's nothing easy about this project. It's a challenge. I understand that. But just follow all these videos and move slowly, methodically, and get these coils nice and round. The smoother they are, the better this project goes. Okay, remember you're going to make them just long enough to go all the way around the piece. This is still very wet, so I don't need to score that. But again, scoring would be to take the pin tool and put these hash marks. Now, since this is so moist, we won't have to do that. But so let me bring this over, and I'm going to add. We're still going in, so keep the coil kind of on the inside of the piece. Okay, so you see we've wrapped that. Now we're going to see if you can see here. We're going to push the clay down, close off that seam. Be very gentle with the form. You don't want to alter the shape. You've worked hard to form it, and you want to keep and follow that template, so you want to not distort it. So support the pot and just gently smush this clay together. We're making that seam go away. So like here, we're going to push that together. We're compressing this clay together, working it so that it becomes one unit, not separate coils, but that adds strength. Okay, so you can see now we've joined the inside and the outside, and we're going to pinch again, pinch and pull up. Try to get an even thickness to the wall there, about 1/4 of an inch thick. Then we can take our rib, and what we're doing is we're curving it a little bit like this. And we're working that clay in so that it becomes really joined together there and smooth. And we can work the inside. As I'm smoothing this, I'm supporting it. Okay, let me check that against my template. We're tall enough. Remember, this is the point where we're turning, so we just had to reach that height. And we're there here. We're just a little short there. Let me bring this up a little bit. Okay. I'm just reaching that turning point. Okay. Now I'm going to paddle this. Again, you can make a stick or use your paint stick, supporting it on the inside with your fingers. That's the thing about paddling. You don't want to just beat it to a pulp. You want to be gentle. That's why you're always supporting from the inside as you're paddling it. Okay, let me check that. Okay, come back with this rib and smooth this out some more. You notice I'm not spraying water on it. You don't need to spray water on it unless it starts to dry out. This clay is good and moist, so For some of you, too much water is commonly the problem with these things collapsing. So you do want to keep it moist, but not too moist. Okay. All right, so now we've reached our height. The shape is pretty close to what we want. Now we're gonna, let me mark that turning point with my pin tool, which is right there. Okay. So I see this is the point that I'm talking about. This is where we're making a turn outwards. So we're making a mark from that point with this flat on the table, and we're marking right there. Okay. So now this is similar to what we did on the coil, on the pinch bowls. Take a stick here and align it and hold it at a 90-degree angle. And so you're pinching the pin tool against a stick here, and this will right level on the tabletop. Keep this at a 90-degree angle, and then we're going to mark. And if you hold it steady, okay. So now we're going to follow that line, and I'm going to trim off that section. I want to level this top off. Be gentle. Okay. So round that a little bit. Keep this flat. Don't alter it too much here at this point. So you see I've kept it pretty round. This is flat. This is level this way. Got the same height all the way around. We're at the turn. So now we want to bring it out for that final flare here. So it's flaring outwards, and this is the rim or the lip of the piece. Okay. So we'll take a little more coil. Twist this. Make a nice smooth coil for this final. And I think one coil should be enough to roll this out. I'm going to leave this a little thicker just to make sure I have enough clay to finish it. Now on this, we can put this right on the outside of that because we're coming out. So a little bit on the outside of that ledge instead of the inside because we're changing directions now. So let's take this, cut our 45-degree angle here. Join that together. Okay. Get that squared up so you can see. Now I'm going to join the clay just like we've done on every stage. Okay, so I've joined it on the inside. Now I'm gonna, don't alter this. Let's try to keep that. That's where our lip's gonna be. Or our rim. Okay, now this is firmly attached. Let me smooth that out a little bit. And I'm gonna, this is thick here, so I'm gonna pinch it up and bringing it out because we're now moving outwards. Remember, we're coming out on this at about a 45-degree angle there at the top. So pinch that, bring it up. Not too far out, but just, again, about 45 degrees. Okay. Now you can take your, let's just take a glance at this. Bring this out a little further. I had to adjust this a little bit because it wasn't lining up with the template. So remember, use that template. I've got to come in. Taking my paddle and moving that inwards. Now smooth this out. Now we can cut that last bit off. So remember, we're lining up with the stick. Let me find a good spot here. So just like we leveled the location where we're making the turn, we level this. Okay, I'm going to continue smoothing this out and checking my form, but basic shape is there. But really spend some time on this final stage, and I really want to see your finished pieces be. Take your time and round these edges and take your ribs and smooth out that inside lip there. Okay, so later I'll show you the finished product, but I'll be doing some more smoothing and shaping, but but that's the basic form we're going after. You see it's a little bigger version of that, but it's about 10 inches tall. Yeah, it's about 10 inches. Okay, and so that concludes our building of our coil pots, other than the final smoothing that we're going to be doing. Go ahead and do some more paddling and just spend some time on that finish. Make sure you sign your name and date it on the bottom, and then we'll let these slowly dry, and then we'll talk about decorating them. And I think on this next stage we're probably going to try some different decoration from the pre-Columbian that we did on the last series. But we'll talk more about that once you get closer to finish. Okay, so that concludes the building of the air dry coil pot with the finished lip, and just needs a little bit more work. Okay, thank you guys, and thumbs up.